Hey, so in this short video, I want to show you how you can onboard your GPU onto a Prime compute pool. So I have my machine here, machine NVIDIA SMI. So this machine has 8 GPUs connected to it, and I want to now onboard this to a Prime compute pool. So the first thing that I have to do in this 3-step process is get the Prime CLI. I can just grab this via the start command here. So if we just paste it onto our machine, then we see that it's downloading the Prime protocol worker and it's checking if the path is ready. Make sure you check the messages that are down here. Maybe they give you some useful tips on how to set it up properly. Maybe your Docker group is not configured or you don't have it in your path. Right now, when I write Prime worker minus version, I see that the worker is properly installed. Okay, so we can click next on our start page here. Mind that you cannot run it on Docker containerized environments like runpod or TensorDoc. So you actually have to have a virtual machine and not anything within Kubernetes, for example. So we continue, and now I actually want to get a new provider address, and it gives me commands now on how I can start generating the wallets. So just copy this one here, and this now generates me 2 new wallets. So I have a provider wallet. This is the wallet that I'm gonna add some ETH to, and I have a node wallet. This is the wallet I want to use for this specific node. If I have multiple nodes, I'm gonna reuse the provider wallet, but I'm gonna create node wallets each time. You can see that the instructions in the Prime Worker help section on how to create a new wallet for each node. Okay, so what we have to do is now export these environment variables. I've already done this with some other address, and then we return to the tutorial. So I've exported this, I have secured them, and I already have some testnet ETH on my sample addresses. So my sample address that has testnet ETH is this provider address and this node address. Okay, and now I just have to confirm that this is actually my address. So I take this sign command and just paste it in here. And this now generates a signature. Whoop, I have my signature. All right, I jump back to the browser. And now the next thing I have to do is register and request the stake. So it's going to register me now within Prime. And we're just waiting for the transaction to go through. All right, so now we are ready to join the network, and the only thing I have to do now is enter my external IP here. This is a temporary IP of a machine that I'll delete after this video, so I can just generate the start command, and now we see various commands we can see here. So I have my exports that I've already set by default, and then I have my Prime Worker run command. We do recommend on running this in a TMUX session or in a similar approach like screen, or even setting up a service for this so it restarts. But I wouldn't run this in my SSH session because it would then very likely die when I terminate my session. So what I do now is I just copy the start command here, open my machine again, and just paste it. What's happening here is I set my external ID, I set my RPC, it also sets my discovery URL where it will upload my metadata and my compute pool ID that I'm contributing to, which is number 3 now. So I just enter this. Prime Worker is booting up. What's happening here in the background? It checks my hardware, so it's able to detect my 8 GPUs. It does a system check if all of my Docker setup is correct. So if yours is not, it will show up here and it will give you instructions on how to fix it. And it also starts to sync with the network now. So it knows, okay, I have an AI token balance of 630 tokens. And for this machine here, now I have to stake 200 tokens. So I just press yes to stake this. And let's see what happens next. Okay, now we are registering the provider on chain within the smart contracts. And now we are just waiting for Prime in the background to whitelist us. So it's gonna retry checking this, and it can take up to a minute to be whitelisted. So we're just waiting for that to go through now. All right, awesome. Provider is registered, and now it is adding that compute node. If you have a provider that's registered and you add your second compute node, this goes a lot faster. Okay, our compute node is edited. or our compute node is added, and it's actually starting our worker now. It is in the end giving us information what's happening on chain. So we have a provider stake of 200 now. We are not in a pool yet, so we have to be invited to join a pool first. And we are not validated yet either. So what we see here is that a validation request comes in. So a validator on the network is challenging us right now, and we actually already automatically successfully completed the validation, and on chain we see that our validation changed from false to true. So now it populates on the whole network that we are validated, and now we will eventually be invited by the orchestrator for this compute pool number 3 to contribute our compute to. So, and then they are in sync. So right now we are not in sync. We're just waiting for the orchestrator to eventually invite us to join the pool. And this just happened. So we just joined the compute pool, and now we are in sync with the orchestrator. So the orchestrator can then start sending us tasks now that this worker automatically dispatches onto Docker, and that then automatically starts contributing to chain. So when we go back to our dashboard eventually, we will see that our worker is live. This sometimes takes 5 minutes to sync, and then you can also see what's happening. You also see what's happening here. So you see what task the worker is currently working on, and what stuff is being submitted to chain. That's it. So we have now successfully set up our worker. It is connected to the orchestrator, being part of a compute pool now. So let us know if you have any questions, and enjoy this.